By 2023, an 8-story, highly prestigious college in South Delhi had plenty of classrooms, a massive campus, and an elite reputation. What it didn't have was students or faculty. The sprawling facility was sitting almost entirely empty. Akhil, a digital marketer, looked past the red flags when he saw the offer. The institution handed him a massive salary hike and a prestigious title to run their online promotions, convincing him to quit a secure job and sign on. His marketing team operated from the safety of the first floor, but whenever they needed to print documents, they had to descend into the basement, a level housing the college's sprawling, isolated library. During an early trip down for printouts, Akhil caught a reflection in a ground floor mirror. A girl in the college uniform was standing directly behind him. She laughed at him, then bolted down the corridor. When he followed her path, the hallway was empty. When a highly lucrative economic asset, like an elite institution, is abandoned, the hidden cause is often far more dangerous than simple financial failure. A newly hired content writer started spending her downtime reading alone in that basement library. After a few weeks, she rushed upstairs to Akhil's office in a panic, claiming that while she was reading, her arm had gone numb under the distinct weight of a heavy, unseen hand. Seeking a rational explanation, the team asked a skeptical IT technician. He admitted that during a summer break, while checking systems in an empty computer lab, he heard a boy and a girl laughing hysterically. He assumed it was just trespassing students, until an icy presence materialized right behind his neck, forcing him to flee the building without looking back. When multiple independent witnesses report geographically concentrated anomalies, it ceases to be psychological stress and becomes a verifiable, hostile environmental hazard. The aggressive nature of the building had a history. 4.5 years earlier, the college was hosting a large Diwali celebration on the campus grounds. During the event, the senior groundskeeper abruptly left the celebration, shouting at an intruder. A junior gardener watched as the older man chased a girl up the stairs, yelling at her to stop, until he reached the perilous edge of the 8th floor roof. The girl had vanished into thin air. The senior gardener took immediate leave. Hours later, he made a panicked call from an isolated spot near Kashmir Gate, claiming he had been in a severe accident. When the junior gardener arrived, the area was deserted. The older man was never seen again. The building's spiritual defenses were also failing. Akhil noticed that a protective portrait of Hanuman had mysteriously detached and shattered on the ground during minor renovations. This entity functions as an active predator, systematically neutralizing physical protections and permanently removing the people who cross its path. Anurag, a 19-year-old graphic designer on the team, directly challenged the haunting. Confident and highly rational, he declared he would sit alone in the basement library to debunk the rumors once and for all. He returned claiming he felt nothing, but within days, his personality degraded. He became fiercely aggressive, combative over minor details, and entirely disconnected from his work. Akhil soon caught Anurag staring blankly at his desk, laughing while speaking to a piece of paper. It was a meticulous architectural map of the entire college, down to the exact placement of every corridor and stairwell. Scattered across this blueprint were exactly 34 dots, mapping out the precise location of the people inside. But when Akhil asked the security guard for an active head count, the register confirmed only 33 living employees. The 34th dot was planted firmly in the basement library. Shortly after, Anurag was removed from the company and sent away for psychiatric intervention. His family reported that he had taken to sitting on the roof at midnight, his mind permanently fractured. Attempting to aggressively rationalize or confront an irrational supernatural force using pure logic only accelerates an investigator's psychological destruction. The situation reached a breaking point when a new employee arrived from Uttarakhand. On his very first trip to the basement, without anyone mentioning the rumors, he immediately identified the blurry-faced female entity residing in the shadows of the library. Akhil, who had inexplicably lost 10 kilograms over 2 months, desperately consulted a spiritual guide. The guide told him the weight lost was a direct result of the entity actively feeding on him every time he entered the building. The guide revealed that 6 years prior, a student from a poor family in Bihar, overwhelmed by academic shame and poverty, had taken her own life in that exact basement library. Akhil learned the college could not be cleansed because it was no longer a human workplace. It had become the sovereign domain of the deceased. A haunting of this magnitude functions exactly like a radioactive zone. It cannot be reasoned with or cleaned. It simply consumes whoever enters its perimeter. Survival meant immediate retreat. Akil and the entire surviving team enacted a mass resignation, leaving the college to rot completely. The economic structure of the hiring process functioned as the bait, ensuring a steady supply of fresh targets entered the building, despite the obvious danger. In the professional world, unreasonable compensation is rarely a reward for talent. It's hazard pay for a danger they refuse to put in the contract.